Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to break down UFC 319 DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev for the UFC middleweight title. Pretty decent card. Let's break it down. First fight of the night, I'm showing Silva 18-5 versus Diony Barboza 8-3. Right off the bat, I feel like I'm leaning the dog. It scares me she's old for sure, but I mean, Silva's not very great on the feet. I don't think. I mean, she comes forward. She's definitely a come forward in your face chick, but she's kind of slow. I feel like she's kind of plodding. Her whole game really is to get you to the ground. She wants to close the distance, get you down, work the grappling. Barbosa, I think, is in better shape. I think she can be the better striker here. And I mean, she is Brazilian. Like, she's never been tapped out. I don't think she's going to be some I don't think she's getting tapped out. Like, I don't think Silva's just going to take her down and tap her out. So for all those reasons, I'm leaning Barbosa. Obviously, she's old, so that scares me, and Silva's young. So if anyone's going to be the one improving more fight to fight, I guess that's Silva. But I don't know, man. I thought she looked gassed, slow, sluggish, plodding last fight. I can't get those images out of my head. So I'm going to lean Barbosa right off the bat. What do you think?
I think,
By the way, by decision, sorry. I think the fight goes the distance. Go
yeah,
ahead.
I think tasting that defeat probably lit a fire under her ass. She's the younger fighter here. Um, Honestly, I had what's her name against her, Lipsky, when she fought her because I thought, if you keep him off the ground, she's the better striker. But she found a way, and I think the same way too. I think she'll find a way here too to get her on the ground. Barbosa is older. I think Silva does have the better wrestling. I think she has the better grappling as well, and I don't think she's going to need to use the striking here. I do think Barbosa is a little bit better of a striker, but she can be taken down, and she does accept a little bit. And once Silva's on top, she's very good as a top fighter, right? So she doesn't really let you up. So I'm going to lean Silva in this fight.
All right, next fight of the night, middleweight division. We got Nursultan Ruziboev 36-9-2 taking on Brian Battle, moving up in weight to 12-2. Strange fight. I mean, obviously they both fought at welterweight before. Nursultan's fought at middleweight many times. Brian Battle, I mean, obviously used to be a big dude, and then he moved down. Now he's coming back up. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing's kind of strange. I think that somebody's getting knocked out here, actually. Is kind of how I feel. I mean, I don't know how Brian Battle's gas is going to look. I don't know how the weight will trend. I mean, he's a big dude, so it's not like he's small, but he always also looks a little bit soft in the midsection. Like, I don't know what to expect from him. He punches hard as hell, so he absolutely could knock Nursultan out. But if he comes in kind of like at middleweight because he's untrained, then I think Nursultan also could knock him out. I could see. I am gonna I'm gonna take Nursultan by knockout, but I'm gonna be looking like that's just for the purpose of making a pick. But I'm gonna be looking at playing some kind of under because I don't think this fight's gonna go the distance. What do you think?
I don't know how to actually view the weight thing. I don't know how this might can make a big difference with Battle. I think he's the more well-rounded fighter here. He can be taken down. That Stoltzfus fight against Nursultan was a lot closer than it should have been. And honestly, he didn't throw a lot of volume. He looked a little slow and he looked a little plodding. So Brian Battle's on the way up. He just beat Randy Brown, which was a very controversial win in itself, right? So
Very.
very controversial win in itself. But I think they're pushing for this guy. If Nursultan's able to take him down, he has a chance here. I just don't think he can, and I think Battle's the better striker in the sense of striking. Nursultan's got to make this like a chaotic fight to win this fight. I just don't like his gas tank. I haven't seen it. It hasn't looked well in a couple fights. I'm gonna take Barn Battle. I think he's a younger, up and coming fighter. And in a close decision, we've seen it. They're gonna give it to Battle. They're not gonna give it to the other guy. They get honest to God, I bet Randy Brown against him last time, and I thought Randy Brown won that fight. But whatever. It's a new fight. I'm gonna take -163. Seems fair too.
All right. Next fight of the night, we got Edson Barbosa returning to the lightweight division, 24-12, and he's taking on Drakkar Klose 15-3-1. Better record than I thought on Drakkar there. I mean, Drakkar used to be a great fighter. He doesn't fight very often anymore. He hasn't been very active. He seems like he gets rocked from every time he gets jabbed or anything. Every little punch affects him. That said, I mean, Barboza, obviously he's up there too. I don't think his durability is exactly phenomenal either. I think it should be a fairly fun fight. I think the majority's on the feet. I don't think. I mean, Drakkar does have a wrestling background, but I don't know if he's necessarily going to use it. Uh, a strange fight all around. I think I'm gonna lean Edson Barboza. I'm gonna lean Edson Barboza. What do you think?
I think prime for prime, Edson's the better striker. He does get tends to get taken down and ridden out sometimes. But like you said, like when does Close really do that? It's after he gets rocked and stuff like that. He kind of does that, right? But is Edson going to let him off the hook? I don't think he's going to let him off the hook. And honest to God, and if Edson's knocking him silly from the strikes, it's going to be at range. And at that point, like I think Close can't even get close to him. I like that one. But yeah, anyway, I think Edson's prime for prime. They're both older fighters here. I don't think they're either one of them is going anywhere in the division, to be honest with you. So, man, I'm taking Prime for Prime, the better striker, because I don't think Jakar. I know he has a wrestling background, but I don't think he uses it, and he doesn't fight far enough. And you know what, man? Edson has this thing about one fight he looks like crap, then the next fight he looks, oh, Edson's back, sort of thing. I mean, if he's gonna fight this fight, sort of like anything close to that Sadiq Yusuf before the Laurel Murphy fight, the last one he fought, then yeah, man, you should blow the waters off of Close. I'm not saying that that's going to happen. I'm just saying that Edson does that kind of stuff, and it's within his career, and the striking's not going to go. He's still going to be lightning quick. But I don't think both their gas tanks kind of stink, to be honest with you. Close tires as the fight goes on. Edson tires as the fight goes on, and Close is not going to push the wrestling because he tires, right? So pound for pound fighter, striking bite versus striking, Edson Barbosa.
All right. Next fight of the night, lightweight division again. We got Alexander Hernandez, 16-8, taking on Chase Hooper, 16-3-1. I think the odds are way too wide here. I mean, I know Chase Hooper's on the up and up, but I don't know. I think he's like a minus 375 favorite here, something along those lines, and I don't think that's really justified. I mean, I thought he looked like shit last fight against Jim Miller. I didn't think he looked that good. I mean, obviously, if he can get you down, he can always has a chance of tapping you out for sure. He's been pretty good at doing that lately. On the feet, he's improving, but he's still not phenomenal. I think Alexander Hernandez actually has a shot early in this fight. The guy hits like a fucking truck. I don't think he's going to be easy to take down to start. So while he's fresh, I think Hernandez has a very live shot at pulling this upset. Problem is the later it goes, he definitely slows down. And then that's probably when, if you slow down against a suffocating grappler, Hooper can probably find the late submission. Uh, I don't know, man. At these odds, it's a dog or pass for me. Hernandez is not a trustworthy fighter, so I just don't want to pick him. I can't trust Alexander Hernandez. The guy just always finds a damn way to lose, but I just think there's value. I think the value is on Hernandez. So it would be dog or pass for betting. I guess for the purpose of a pick, I guess I'll take Chase Hooper, but I don't know. It's dog or pass for betting for me. What do you think?
I don't know, man. This is a tough one because Alexander Hernandez actually is a wrestler. Excuse me, he has a wrestling base, right? So I got a back spasm.
Getting old.
Yeah, man. I've had these back spasms a couple times. But anyways, yeah, I mean, he's a wrestler. He can hold the wrestling. And we see him hold the wrestling. And I don't think Chase Hooper is actually like anything special on the feet. Not that Alexander thing is anything special on the feet as well, but he does hit a lot harder than Chase Hooper does. So, and Chase is susceptible to being hit hard. I mean, even Jimmy Miller looked pretty good early on in that fight, right? Until Chase took over. Anyway, man, like I hate 335 for Chase Hooper against a seasoned guy that he can't just go and grapple fuck right away. So yeah, man, I'm leading, I'm leading the dog in this part too, but and it's an odds play in this spot. Chase is probably gonna ruin whatever, but yeah, man, I don't like his striking. His striking is getting better, but does Hernandez really have to look for the knockout punch coming back at him? No, he does not. So, I'm going to take Hernandez in the spot, man.
I like it. I like it. Next fight of the night, we got Jessica Andrade, 26 and 14, 115-pound division, taking on Lupita Godinez, 13 and 5. Lupi, the wrestler, boxer, doesn't use her best skill set, never seems to use the damn wrestling, so really she's just a fucking boxer. Jessica Andrade, really just a boxer. I mean, I don't pick Jessica Andrade against anyone. I win a lot of money betting against Jessica Andrade, so I mean, Loopy should have the skill set to beat her. Take her fucking down and pound her on the ground. But Loopy never fucking does that. And I think Jessica's more susceptible to submissions, and I don't think Loopy's really a submission threat. So if they box it out, this might actually be a winnable fight for Jessica Andrade. And I never pick her. I never pick her. I always win betting against her. And it might be a winnable fight for her. Loopy just has a way to be stupid in there and make the fight way closer than it needs to be. And then you go to a decision and you don't know what the hell you're going to get. And you're relying on the fucking judges to help you. I, I guess I'm going to take the better skill set of Loopy, but I wouldn't be confident in it. Like, she's not. I don't know. I think her IQ is piss poor. Personally, what do you think?
She fucking tires as the fight goes on. That's her problem. She really does. That fight against Pilastri, the last fight, she really had the great first two rounds. But in that third round, that Pilastri had the dog in her and came right after her. And honestly, Loopy, a minute more in that fight, she might have been knocked out. Like, let's be honest, in that fight. So I don't know about Jessica Andrade having that much dog in her later in the fight, so that's the problem, right? She's got more dog in the at the beginning of the fight, and that's when Lupi's at her best. She's got the skill set to beat what's her name, Jessica here. Her wrestling is very good. She's been using it a little bit more lately, and against these big power strikers like Pilastri, Pilastri looks really good. With a big power striker like that, she's been timing her takedowns really well. So, and on the ground, I don't like Jessica. So, yeah, I'm gonna take the better skill set here, and I think Lupi does use her wrestling early.
All right. Next fight of the night, men's middleweight division. We got Gerald Mearshart, GM3, coming in 37 and 19, taking on Mikhail Oleksiejczuk, 20 and 9. I think this fight can look like every single Mikhail fight. The guy is dangerous as hell on the feet. He's going to hurt Gerald. He's probably going to put Gerald down. Just don't fucking jump into a submission because he does that notoriously. Mikhail is famous for fucking hurting you and then getting tapped out, and that can absolutely happen here. But I'm going to assume that, working with the guys he's been working with, the fighting nerds I think he's been training with the last little while, he's looked better. Hasn't. I think his last time he got tapped out was to Kevin Holland again after rocking Kevin Holland. I feel like he's got to fucking learn eventually. He can't be jumping into these goddamn submissions. So unless he gets choked out, he knocks out GM3, and that's what I'm going to pick here. The safest bet is a finish because all Mikhail's fights are quick. He knocks you fucking out or he gets tapped out. This is not going to the cards. I'm going to take him by knockout. If you want a safer pick, just pick some kind of under. What do you think?
Well, GM3 here is sub or bust, I think. Striking's obviously looked better in the later part of his career, but he's still not up to the par with McCall in the striking part of things. Neither has a great gas tank. I don't think the gas tank matters too much here. And yeah, man, McCall's not going to be taking down GM3. So in GM3, his takedowns aren't the best part of his game. It's how he jumps on your mistakes, right? So yeah, McCall's got IQ of a freaking I don't know, Ion Kutalaba, but like just don't make a mistake here, and because GM3 will take it, that's the only time you'll win this fight. Otherwise, just keep it on the feet because his takedowns aren't that great. You look at the subs that he pulls; it's because guys tire, guys make mistakes, and GM3 is very good at taking advantage of that kind of shit. So I'm gonna go with Macau because I think he can stay off the ground, and I think GM3 is just getting a bit old, and he looks like he's getting stung by some of these punches. A little bit more lately. So, I mean, he didn't look too bad against Brad Tavares, but Brad Tavares was,
He doesn't hit. Brad Tavares doesn't hit hard. Mikhail
yeah,
fucking hits
but
hard.
Rainier DeRitter, like, he was hitting them, and I don't find Rainier hit that hard either. but he was stinging him, right? And we know what Mikal does, so Mikal it is.
And the last prelim of the night, we got Bobby King Green, 32, 17, and 1, taking on Diego Ferreira, 19 and 6. Two old guys here. Obviously, Bobby Green's going to want to try to outbox him. I don't think that's going to work here. Diego Ferreira sometimes starts slow, but dude, this guy's a fighter, man. He makes it at some point, it'll get chaotic. He's great at scrambles, great at grappling. He does have knockout power. The guy is a finisher. He's a very, very fun fighter to watch. Like almost every single one of his fights is just a lot of fucking fun. I think Diego Ferreira is the more dangerous guy. I think that he is going to finish Bobby Green. I think Bobby Green's durability is shot. I think he can't last on the ground with him. So I mean, the only way he wins and I think Diego's tough enough that he can take a 5 minute or a round or two of getting jabbed in the face or whatever. At some point, he's going to create chaos. At some point, he's going to find the finish. I believe Diego Ferreira wins this fight inside the distance. What do you think?
Diego Ferreira holds the more power. He's not a bad striker himself. I think his durability is better. I think he is faster than Bobby Green at this point, to be honest with you, too. Bobby looks like he's slowing down a little bit. And honestly, man, like, Bobby never takes over fights. He always wants to stand outside and pitter patter you, right? He doesn't have the ground game here to back it up. Diego Ferreira is rolled with the Beaniel Darushes and all them stuff. I just look at the last fight. I know it's been a while since Diego won, but I mean, sorry, Diego fought. Sorry, but he fought Matush Rebecki, right? That was his last fight, I believe so.
I think him, Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
He's been finishing guys, man. He's been looking good.
No, but like, yeah, it was. He fought against Grant Dawson last time. Yeah, but Grant Dawson is Grant Dawson, right? But it was Michael Johnson and Rebecki before,
What
right?
did he get blanketed by Dawson?
Yeah, he got blanketed by Dawson.
Did he?
Yeah,
Fuck, I don't remember that.
yeah, I actually forgot about that. It's because
Well, Bobby Green ain't blanketing nobody.
oh, Bobby Green's not gonna blanket him. Bobby Green doesn't have that kind of wrestling anymore. And every time Bobby Green seems to go for the wrestling, he's getting knocked in the head anyway, right? So anyway, I think it's again two older guys. With Diego Ferreira, the more well-rounded fighter at this point in their career, and he's got a little bit more dog than Bobby Green is going to give him credit for. Bobby Green's trying to get in his head. Diego doesn't give a shit, right? 2 fights ago, he beat Matush Rebecki, who is a lot better than I think Bobby Green is at their point in their career. So if he wants to fight up to at least the level of Bobby Green, I think he can. So I'm going to take Diego Ferreira.
All right. Moving on to the main card. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We do appreciate it. First fight of the main card, UFC flyweight 125 division. We got Tim Elliott, 2013 and 1 seasoned veteran, pretty savvy grappler, chain wrestler, chaotic grappler, taking on Kai Asakura, 21 and 5. I believe his only UFC fight is to Pantoja. I don't know if he's had another one since then. I mean, he's a fun guy. He can hit hard. He can finish. He's he's young. He's pretty big for the division. Problem here is Tim Elliott's not. I mean, you'd think. I mean, he's older now, but you'd think he's not going to stand and strike with him. You think he's going to push the wrestling right off the bat, and you're going to know very quickly whether Kai can stuff those shots or not. And if he cannot, I mean, a wrestle fucks in the cards, like a blanket fest, but I don't even think Tim Elliott's really a blanket guy. I could see him even working for some kind of fucking choke here. So I think the Tim Elliott submission decision line is tempting. It's very tempting. I don't know what the odds are. Do you have the odds in front of you?
Yeah, minus 334 for Kai.
Whew, that is wide, man.
That's 250.
I don't like Tim Elliott. I know everybody always, I feel bad for him about the whole wife situation shit. Sure, that sucks. Like, that's bullshit or whatever. But I don't like Tim. Like, if you watch Tim Elliott's walkouts, the way he feels them and shit like that, I don't like the guy. But I really do think he has a skill set here that can potentially win this fight. So at these odds, again, the betting perspective, it's dog or pass. Betting perspective, dog or pass. The pick, it's still fucking dog or pass, I think. I don't know. I think I'm leaning Tim here, unless you can talk me out of it. What do you think?
Well, Tim's have fought in 2 years. That's one thing. I think the ring rust is real. And Kai, before he came in against Pantoja, was actually rocking the shit out of people. The ground game was good. The striking is powerful. My issue with Tim is that as the fight goes on, he's so radically quick that he does slow down in that third round. So if this somehow gets to a third round, is his wrestling going to be good enough to take down Kai here? I don't know. The problem is that Kai's going to have such a big frame compared to some of the guys that Tim has been wrestling and trying to get down that he might push himself and overexert himself. Kind of reminds me of a Tim Elliott fight back in the day when he fought Brandon Royval for the first time. Really exerted himself in that first round, gave himself up, and got tapped in that second round by Brandon Royval. Same thing's on the cards here because Kai is so big. Yeah, this guy they you don't rush a guy into Pantoja out of like the regional scene if you suck, right? And that's just my mentality. And if Tim was a little bit more fresh, fighting on a regular basis, maybe he beats Kai. But what's the difference between Tim Elliott and Pantoja? I feel like there's like 18 fighters in between them, right? You could have put him up against anything. So I'm saying Kai's going to win this fight because they want him to go back and fight Pantoja. Honestly, he does have a good body to fight Pantoja. I don't know if he knew what the monster he was going up against was, right? When he's coming in from the regional scene, you're winning championships, blah blah blah. You coming in and you're facing Pantoja. It's a whole nother level, right? You're looking at that championship level versus this championship level. Now he starts his journey again. It's gonna be Tim Elliott in my books. I know minus 334 looks high, but how can I put any bank in Tim Elliott at this point, right? Like I just can't because what? The striking, okay, fine. He's gonna pitter patter him and then get boom one. Then boom one. We know how this is gonna go, right? And he's gonna start wrestling and he's gonna get tired and then Kai is just gonna exert strength on him. That's what I think.
I totally hope Kai knocks him out. I totally hope it.
That's in the cards.
I hope it happens. I'm gonna still stick with what my gut said. I'm gonna pick Tim. I think it's just a value pick, but I do hope Kai knocks him out. Next fight of the night, we got a fun one here. We got Jared Cannonier, 18-8, taking on Michael Venom Page, 23-3. This is taking place in the middleweight division. Jared Cannonier is fucking old, man. I know he's still ripped. I know he's still fighting the best of the best, but man, the volume, I don't know. For me, I've always said I think his volume's low, and I think you've rebutted me a couple times with stats that said, well, it's not that low, but I don't know. I think he relies too much on the one punch power, and he's not really scoring those one punch knockouts anymore. So at that point, it becomes a decision fight. And is he going to decision MVP? You got to think MVP is going to be the quicker, more strikes. I mean, I know Cannonier has hard leg kicks too, but I still think MVP should have more arsenal, more weapons, whatever. More angles, more length, more speed, more variety. I got to think MVP picks him apart here. Maybe even finally gets that finish. I mean, Jared's pretty durable for the most part, but I don't know. I just feel like MVP cruises. If he wants to take it easy and win a decision, he can cruise for 3 rounds. And I think that even the finish is on the table. But either way, I strongly lean MVP. And I'm not even the biggest MVP fan, but I think he wins this fight pretty safely. What do you think?
I'm on the other side. I'm on the other side. I think MVP throws not enough volume, honestly, man. Like I think he is so low volume. That fight against Shara was 43-38. The fight against Machado Gary was 21-19. He got taken down twice. The fight against Kevin Holland was 41-29. That's not enough volume to beat Jared Cannonier. I know you say Jared Cannonier is low volume, but like he's at least throwing out like 80 or 90. At least you can and you can get dog out of him. Is he gonna dog walk Michael Venom Page? I don't know. But man, if Jared is the smart fighter that Jared is, he's not gonna let fucking Michael Venom Page stand at length and just pickpocket him one at a time. That's how Michael Venom Page is. He dictated the pace on Shara. When you let him dictate the pace, then fine. You got to push the action. Jared doesn't get knocked out very often, so I feel like he eat one to throw two, right? And I've seen him before walk through meathead punches, a la Marvin Vittori, and he has been facing the way better competition. His last three fights, Haggerty Rodriguez, Imavov, just to name a Kai Barallo, and then Vittori before that, man. So he's walked through fire to get to where he is, right? And I still think he's got a little bit left in the tank. Even that Imavov win, I took a round off of Imavov. Kai Barallo, it took him for Kai is the top of the top right now, I think. right? And he couldn't even put him away, and he didn't even look that bad. People, Kai was in control of the fight, but Kai wasn't dominating him. And the Gregory Rodriguez fight, he lost the first round, but damn, he came back, right? So I know those are longer fights. I know those are main events. But man, Michael Venom Page is the guy that does not come after people. He doesn't. And for that reason, I'm picking Jared Cannonier.
You're 100% right. Venom Page does the Wonder Boy just dancing on his feet without throwing, but I think he does control the range. Like
Oh yeah, he's good at controlling the range. I'm just saying, Jared. Hopefully, that IQ of Jared says don't let him control the range and kind of push a little bit on him. So whatever.
right there you go. Opposite sides. Next fight of the night. I think this is the people's fucking main event. This is a fantastic fight. We got Jeff Hands of Steel Neal, 16-6, taking on Carlos Prates, 21-7. I wish Jeff Neal has been active. Like Jeff Neal can be inconsistent at his best. This guy is fucking fast as fuck hands, great takedown defense. He's very light on his feet. He moves around very quickly, very tricky fighter. At his best, he's a fucking killer, man. But he's been out for a while. What kind of I mean, I don't think he's gonna be out of shape, but like, he hasn't been going through the motion. So is the ring rust gonna show? Is he gonna pull out some wrestling here because Carlos Prates is a very fucking dangerous striker? So I don't know what Jeff Neal's game plan is gonna be here. Is he gonna try to use the hands and outstrike Prates, or is he gonna shoot and try to use? You got to think he's the stronger guy. I mean, he's more of a tank, whereas Prates is kind of long and lanky and skinny, right? So I think it would be smart maybe to use the wrestling and pound him on the ground. I don't know if he'll do that. I don't know. This is a very, very interesting fight from a fan perspective. I think this is one of the most enjoyable fights on the card. And then you got Carlos Prates. He's a fucking sniper. He hits hard as hell. Let us all down against Ian Gary. So we'll see how he rebounds here. It's not exactly an easy rebound. I get the odds to a certain degree. I think I'm going to lean Carlos Prates, but I think Jeff Neal absolutely can play spoiler here, man. I think Jeff Neal is one of the most underrated, toughest opponents in the welterweight division when he's at his best. So I don't know what his mental status is. I know he went off the rails there for a bit when he came in against Shavkat. He wasn't the same guy. So it all depends who you're getting. If he's mentally ready to go, Jeff Neal can fucking beat anybody, man. But I'm going to lean Carlos Prates. What do you think?
I'm leaning Carlos Prates too. I just think that neither one of these guys are going to wrestle in this spot. I think it's going to be a low volume striking match, and I'm going to pick the better striker in a low volume striking match. I think, yeah, Jeff Neal has decent hands, but I think Prates has good hands as well. What you learned from that Ian Machado Gary fight is one, people were worried about Prates' cardio. I'm not too worried about Prates' cardio at this point, and people were worried about Prates' chin. I'm not too worried about Prates' chin. He got hit in that fight pretty good, and that fight went all the way to the end, right? So. Those are the things I was worried about Prates. What things I still see as a problem with him is that he's low volume. Now, if Neal was a more higher volume striker, then maybe I'd pick Neal in this spot. But he throws just as much as Prates does, just not with as much flair, if you ask me. So this is more like reminds me of that Michael Venom Page, Shara Magomedov, the guy that holds the range is going to win this fight. I think Carlos Prates, for all intents and purposes, waits too long to go at the guy sometimes, and he waits and he waits and he waits, and he's looking for a knockout. If that's the case here, he may not knock out Jeff Neal because Jeff Neal does not really get knocked out. So it's a thing to watch, but I'm leaning Carlos Prates.
All right, co-main event of the evening. Personally, I think the last fight was better, but co-main event, anyways, we got Lerone Murphy, 16-0-1, taking on UFC debuting Aaron Pico, 13-4. Don't like this as a co-main. I think the bet here is that it goes to a decision, and that is probably not the greatest fight in the world. I think Aaron Pico is not as good as everyone thinks he is. I don't know why they're trying to push him so hard, like giving him the co-main right here. I mean, I think the whole world would probably prefer Pico to come in and put on a great performance and get rid of this Lerone Murphy, because I think Lerone Murphy is pretty fucking boring and pretty underwhelming, and he's gotten some close fights that he's fucking just squeezed by. But that's just what he fucking does, and I think that's what he's going to do again. Like, I just think this is going to be some shitty decision fight, and we're all going to be kind of let down, and Lerone Murphy will win by decision again, and we'll all be kind of not happy with it. That's just kind of what I'm seeing here. I hope fucking Aaron Pico blasts him. I just don't think it happens. I think we're looking at a Lerone Murphy decision. I think we're looking at a decision regardless. What do you think?
I think we're looking at decision regardless. This is a tight fight, but no man, no, fool me once, fool me twice. I am not picking a Bellator fighter coming in and beating that USC fighter in the first round. I got fooled by Pitbull. I got fooled by Patchy Mix. I ain't gonna get fooled by Pico. It's just a different level here. They might come back and win their second fight. But yeah, I'm not picking a guy against Lerone Murphy who is on such a crazy winning streak. Yeah, not all of his fights are the greatest, but at his best, I think he beats Aaron Pico. At his best. And that's just what I think. Striking is comparable. Murphy has been knocked down that one fight against Ige, but showed good durability on coming back and winning that fight. He showed a good ground game. I don't think he's gonna want to use it too much, but he can. And yeah, man, there's a lot of hype behind Pico, and I'm not sure why. It's, it's like this Kai Asakura thing from before. Bring him in just to fight Pantoja right away. Bring Pico in to fight a Lerone Murphy. It's kind of disrespectful that Murphy's the underdog in this case, right? Too, right? At plus 130, it's super disrespectful. Him being on such a big winning streak, and then they bring this guy, free agent guy, and then all of a sudden, then boom, Murphy it is for me.
All right, we're on the same side. That brings us to our main event of the evening. We got the champion, Dricus du Plessis, 23-2, taking on Khamzat Chimaev, 14-0. I just fucking hope Chimaev makes it to the octagon, man. I don't trust this guy whatsoever. Obviously, he's a wrestling phenom, hell of a grappler. Maybe the cardio things, kind of the cardio issues people say he has, are probably a little bit overstated. But I don't know, man. I gotta go DDP, man. I think he's just got so much fucking heart. I think he's a great grappler himself. I don't think he's gonna get tapped out. I mean, obviously anything's possible in that first round, I guess. Chimaev comes out usually like a bat out of hell, but I gotta go du Plessis, man. He's sloppy. You question him, whatever, all that shit. Guy's got heart for days. He might have the biggest heart in the fucking UFC, man. I don't know. Are any of his skill sets elite, elite, elite? I don't know. Maybe not. But I think his heart is. I'm taking Dricus du Plessis, and I'm not even confident that Chimaev makes it to the octagon. I really, really hope he does. But something just. I think he's a bit of a flake. What do you think?
Hey, he's a bit of a flake as a person, but he's the better striker. He's the better wrestler. He's probably got.
Chimaev's the better striker?
Oh yeah, he's the better striker.
You think he would beat Strickland in fucking 8 out of 9 rounds on the feet or whatever? Like,
I
I think he
think.
might have more power. He might have like the big one punch, but you think he
Yeah, but
wins a kickboxing match or something?
Against Strickland, did just the mix in the. I think he's also the better wrestler here.
Yeah, I think Chimaev's the better wrestler,
And he's
but
a
I
better
don't
grappler.
I don't think he's the better striker. I don't think.
Yeah, but what is DDP? He's so damn sloppy and shit. Just like running like a fucking bat out of hell, right? So I don't know, buddy. It's crazy, right? I just believe Chimaev is put here to beat DDP, and I do find the line a little disrespectful, though. He's such a big underdog, and
What are the odds?
minus 220 for Chimaev, I think it is. So I'll put Dricus. I just don't have my phones just off. It's like plus 185, I would think it is, or something like that. So I think Chimaev beats him on the feet. I think Chimaev beats him on the ground. Yeah, I think the cardio thing is a little bit overstated, to be honest with you. So
I think it's a problem having him as a champ. He's way too fucking inactive. He's like, I don't know, man. Is it really good for the division for him to win? I mean, it's always nice having like an elite, undefeated fighter. All that shit is good, but the guy is just pulls out of way too many fights, not active enough. I don't know that that's the best scenario for the division. I don't know. I'm going to take Drake. I get it, man. Chimaev might just bulldoze this guy. I might just take him down and fucking kill him on the ground. But I got to think Dracus actually is a pretty underrated grappler, and I don't think Chimaev's that good on the feet personally. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. It'll be. Hey, we'll find out. Like, it is a great fight, and I fucking hope it
I mean, his
happens.
punches are straighter, and he's more straight. Like, uses more straights than jabs than Dricus is more loopy and unorthodox, right? So I think it's Chimaev with the counters and then the counter wrestling to Dricus's crazy run-in bullshit. But like you said, he has heart for days. He's not going to just go down from one punch. So
I think he's got the durability, the volume. I think Chimaev kind of just throws fucking overhands, like no combos. Like I don't know, man. I can see Dricus catch. I don't know. I don't know. What the hell? We're gonna find out. It'll be interesting.
all right, man.
All right, there you have it, guys. We're on different sides on a lot of these fights. That's great. Drop us what you like. This is a pay per view, so we're gonna do another video. We're gonna give you our bets, our props, our parlays, and we'll talk soon.
Yeah, man.